Welcome everyone to Humanity Unplugged podcast. I'm your host, Jermaine McCrimmon. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. We're on all social media platforms, so please lock in with us. Every week we bring you 2 to 3 videos, some reaction videos, some just videos on life itself and the community and what's going on with the world. Today, I have a special one. My cousin gave me a little insight on it. I was already looking at it, but when he sent it to me, I said, let me go ahead and put something together. It's real similar to what we went through a couple years ago in 2020. It's now happening again. And I think we need to be aware of it. We need to see what's going on. So we like to tell everyone and like to invite everyone to come on over and check us out on all social media platforms. Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and we have Twitch. We're going to have, I know sooner or later, Instagram, all platforms, Facebook. So please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. If you know someone that's doing good in the community, you'd like to have them up here, we can showcase what they're doing and give them their flowers. Please reach us at info@humanityunplug.co.site. Again, I'm your host, Jermaine. Let's get into the video.
What's being called a mysterious viral outbreak, and it's drawing comparisons to the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. The CDC is now actively monitoring reports from overseas, while the U.S. is also seeing a slight increase in cases of the HMPV virus. Senior correspondent Brian Entin is live now with more on this. Brian, what do we know about this, quote, mystery virus?
Well, Nicole, anytime something like this pops up in China, for obvious reasons, we all get a little bit worried. The CDC says they are keeping track of a rise in HMPV in China, and that the U.S. has also seen an increase in cases. Now, HMPV, it stands for metapneumovirus. Chinese media is reporting more cases among children 14 and under. Now keep in mind, this is Chinese state media that's coming out with these reports. So it's unclear exactly how accurate the numbers really are. Obviously, we know we can't fully trust everything that comes out of the Chinese media. The CDC says the numbers in America remain at pre-pandemic levels, which is a good thing. In a statement to News Nation, the CDC says they are aware of reported increases of HMPV in China, and they're in regular contact with international partners and monitoring reports of increased disease. These reports are not currently a cause for concern in the U.S. That's according to the CDC. They go on to say we can expect that existing surveillance systems will rapidly detect any increase in HMPV cases in the U.S. CDC will continue to monitor and provide important updates to the public. Now, HMPV, it's got similar symptoms to the common cold: cough, fever, congestion, runny nose, shortness of breath. Most kids get the disease by the time they are 5, but it does cause some hospitalizations. That's the reason this is a concern. 20,000 kids end up in the hospital with it every year, and it can be very dangerous for very, very young kids, for babies, and also for the elderly. There is no cure or vaccine for the disease right now, but there are pharmaceutical companies working on a vaccine, and obviously everybody's keeping an eye on exactly what's happening.
There you have it. I don't know if you pay attention to history, but history sometimes repeat itself. And in this case, back in 2020, our president was Trump, the mighty Trump. And, he did what he did. He do what he do. And he's still doing what he do. And, setting the record straight for everybody. He got aware. People, China did tell him back in 2020 about COVID-19 around January. And, we said, okay, we hear you. CDC did the same thing. Yeah, okay, we hear you. And we know all how that went. 99,000 people died. I'm giving you a low rate. It was really 1.1 million people died from COVID-19. And New York shut down. First responders only responding. Downtown 30th Street, First Avenue, 15 18-wheelers, trailers parked, nothing with bodies in them. I'm not telling you what I don't know. I've seen this with my own eyes in New York in 2020. COVID hit us, and it hit us very hard. But now we have the virus HMPV, which stands for meta numeral virus. Now, this virus was actually discovered back in 2001. It's been running them for over a decade. China's used to it because it's not terminal, allegedly. There's a similarity between HMPV and COVID-19 because they both attack the respiratory system, but COVID also attacks the organs where HMPV doesn't. So you can get pneumonia from HMPV. From COVID, your kidneys, lungs, whatever can shut down and you're out of here. They both have similarities with, symptoms: coughing, fever, congestion, runny nose, shortness of breath. On the other hand, with COVID, loss of taste, loss of smell, and the organ shut down. Now, COVID attacks all ages, whoever, you can get it. HMPV is 13 and under, and also as young as a 5-year-old can get it. So that's the difference. The elderly get it also. They're a high risk of it. So knowing this is very important. Okay. It's over. This is similar to what we went through because COVID, all ages. This one focuses more on the youth and the elderly, but you can get it contagious by airborne disease, droplets, or in straight contact. Now we say, well, how can we prevent ourselves from getting infected by this? There's no cure. So all you could do is wear a mask. How can you be diagnosed? The same way as with COVID. They test you by the nose. They stick that thing in there, check it out. Bam, you got it. You got it. You don't. You don't. That's all we got. And it's not a lot. But that's really the facts. These diseases are coming around, and these viruses, are coming around because this is the weather for it. January to March is the weather for it. It's at its climax around this area, around this time. And people are getting infected all over it. It hit India. I don't know if it's in Indonesia as yet, but it's in India. It's in China. It's focusing around people traveling. So expect it in New York, expect it over in America, expect it. It's going to go. So you need to be prepared. You need to look out. You need to wash your hands a lot. You need to wear a mask a lot. You need to get back on that high alert because you don't want to get infected. Because really, they don't have no other idea what it is, even though it's been around for over a decade. So my bottom line, I can tell you, is do we need to fear? Well, they don't want us to have any fear. They don't want us to panic. They don't want us to go out here going crazy buying medical supplies and things as such. But you waited till it really hit last time in 2020, and we didn't have supplies. We didn't have anything. And yeah, they said it doesn't attack the organs like COVID-19 did, but who's to say? Who's to say to leave it in the hands of our government because they don't tell us everything anyway? So Trump is in line to be inauguration on the 20th, I think, of this month. That's a similarity. Trump, 2020, he was our man. 2025, Trump's our man again. 2020, COVID-19, 2025, HMPV. Guys, any questions you'd like to leave, please leave it in the comments. Email us. You want to be a host on the show? Anyone have anything you like to say, negative or positive? We take it. It's no big deal. We like to move forward and keep bringing out great content. So we'd like to thank everyone. Please, on YouTube, share, subscribe, pass it through to someone. It could be inspirational. Somebody give somebody some information. It doesn't hurt to just pass it through. Whether they like it, they don't. It's okay. But please, guys, let's be more aware of our surroundings. The weather's hitting. It's snowing now. Today is Friday. We post another video tomorrow. We're gonna keep dropping them. And by the way, guys, God is good all the time.